Hey, it's your Dragon Lavistro, and I got some news for you about Unreal Engine 5, and we're going to talk about it. You know, it's kind of funny how, even though it's a separate game engine, Todd Howard said that Starfield was optimized, and then a week later, they had to optimize Starfield with a patch for crashes and optimization performance issues a week later, going on to October of that year. Even with the latest patch in August 2025 for Starfield for optimization and performance issues, then you have Randy Pitchfork saying that Borderlands 4 is optimized and perhaps you need a better computer, only to have it not being able be only for it to not be available on Nintendo Switch 2 because it's not optimized for it. And then you have the Epic Games Unreal Engine CEO Tim Sweeney say that Unreal Engine 5 is optimized, and it's the game developers who don't optimize it, which we've covered in a previous video that they've changed the coding language. Now we have a developer that has optimized a patch for Unreal Engine 5, as 80 Level reports. Developer fixes Unreal Engine 5, loading thousands of unnecessary files on startup. So this is not the startup of the game per se. This is the startup of the engine itself, and we're gonna continue on here. Launch faster with Lars Thiersen's solution. Unreal Engine 5 is now a powerhouse used for video games, movies, VFX, and much more. A massive editor packed with countless tools, many of which are barely known or used by most users. This complexity, however, as we all know, results in optimization challenges. Not to mention the coding language, but we're not going to talk about that because the coding language is DEI. Yeah. For example, they don't want you to use a blacklist and whitelist, which was the coding standard for over 40 years. They want you to use something else because they think black and white means race. And I'm just going to say, if race is the first thing you think of on a color, that says more about you, if anything. Senior gameplay programmer and former professor Lars Thiersen discovered that the editor scans over 5,500 starter content and template files every time it launches, even if they aren't being used. Opening those files is naturally a slow process, and according to Lars' test, all these steps add up between 1.5 seconds on a developer build and 3 seconds on a debug build. Lars' first fix causes a brief but unnoticeable UI freeze when opening the Add Content Pack dialog, when a developer noting that forcing a few users through a small freeze is already much better than forcing all users through a longer startup phase. Not content with that, though, he continued, refining the solution and managing a 6 times speed increase with the pull request available here. Feel free to try, just make sure you logged in so you don't get a 404 error. Your GitHub account must be linked to your Epic Games one to view Unreal Engine pull requests. You can read Lars' article on this issue in the link below. I will put it in the comments, as well as the GitHub link for anyone who's a game developer that's using Unreal Engine. But he says, along with his previous post about another optimization that speeds up Unreal Engine launch by stopping 38,000 tool trips from spawning. So there we go, right then and there, that he just challenged Tim Sweeney that Unreal Engine 5 is not optimized. Just right there. Just 2 optimizations that he found. Lars has an excellent blog filled with practical tips and value insights for Unreal Engine 5 developers you can check out here as well. Also, join our... Lars also has an excellent blog filled with practical tips and value insights for Unreal Engine 5 developers you can check out here, which I'll put in a link in the description as well. It just goes to show you that Unreal Engine 5, just more proof that Unreal Engine 5 is not optimized. Counter to Tim Sweeney's belief, because we have an 80 level article that talks about a programmer and a professor who has found some fixes to Unreal Engine 5's issues. This guy does not work for Epic Games. Alright, from what I understand, he does not work for Epic Games. And he's found fixes to optimize Unreal Engine 5 that is not optimized. It is not optimized. Because if it was optimized, these problems wouldn't exist, and this article would not exist. Well, what do you think, viewer? Is Unreal Engine 5 the staple for games now, or are we seeing shoddy game development and shoddy game development engine designers going for the works and blaming everyone else. Have you had issues with Unreal Engine 5? Are you a game developer? Put your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, happy gaming.
Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest eye of cyberstorm. Reclaim gaming in Dragon Cast. Fire breathing wine, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to